Okay, you know that meme where it's like, I had to touch grass because what the fuck was that? That is the energy for July. And our first card out says Earth pulsing. I don't know if you can see, there's like a person laid out in the field, and it says slow down, time and nature. And so we are being encouraged this month to find time where we can go outside and connect with nature in order to stabilize our own energy. And so I think that there's going to be a lot of intensity that unfolds this month, and there has probably already been a lot of intensity in your life lately. Collapse, transformation, change, and that's going to continue. And it doesn't have to mean that July is going to be full of bad things. It could just be a really intense time, right? It could be a very busy summer. But because of that intensity that we're experiencing, it's like the best bet for how we can nourish ourselves through the experience is to find time to be in nature where the only thing we're doing is just existing, right? Like there's no motive, there's no agenda. You are simply outside being alive, right? Feeling the ground underneath your feet, feeling the air in your lungs, the breeze on your skin, observing the plants, the wildlife, listening to the birds, things like that. And so it doesn't have to be these big, like elaborate trips like camping or hiking or going to the lake. Those are great. And if you can do them, definitely, have fun. But this is about finding micro moments that you can fit into your day, sort of as a form of like self-care or ritual, like hygiene, like daily hygiene, daily maintenance. Find time to go outside. And so that could be, watching the sunrise or the sunset. It could be having a meal outside instead of at your desk or in front of your phone, or simply like sitting in your yard and enjoying your neighborhood or going for a walk, things like that. Taking your dogs to the park, perfect example. And so try to find, time daily or weekly to go outside and connect with nature this month, because I think there's going to be a lot of things that are activated for us, especially with this survival and community card. A lot of what we are experiencing in the physical could be activating our survival mechanisms, right? It's like we have these old wounds that maybe we thought, healed a long time ago, but they're still sort of like running the show. And when they get activated, it can feel like a life or death situation, even if it's not. And when those wounds get activated, or we feel like our survival mechanisms get triggered, it can cause us to react in ways that maybe we don't necessarily want to react, right? We can become defensive, we can fight back, we can attack, we can run away. It's like anything to survive in that moment, right? And that might not be like what is warranted in the situation. And we could also be experiencing challenges within community or like upheaval or changes. And that can also activate our survival mechanisms, because as humans, we are social creatures. We believe that we need to be connected to a community in order to survive and thrive. And so if our community is changing, whether you're moving or you like no longer resonate with the network that you used to resonate with or whatever it is, when our community or our place within community changes or is challenged, it can just automatically activate those survival mechanisms within us and make us feel like we're fighting for our life, or this is like a life or death situation, which then triggers or changes or colors, or, it's like it impacts how we respond, how we react in that moment. And so to make sure that we are not acting based off of these survival mechanisms and instead responding from like a clear, grounded, intentional place, we need to be able to maintain balance. We need to be able to sort of like ride the roller coaster that is July without letting it throw us off course or send us into these big, meltdowns or explosive emotional reactions, or just become triggered and respond in a way that is, again, not how you would really want to respond, right? So balance is key this month. And the way we're going to be able to stay balanced is by finding that time in nature, is by having those micro moments to just go outside and touch the grass and breathe the air and remember that you're a human and in this moment you're safe and everything's okay, right? We also need to remember this month that it's like the life that we are dreaming of. This is Nine of Cups. The life that we are dreaming of is within reach. And in fact, it's almost like we're on a path. It's like we're being led straight forward, straight towards it, straight for it. Even if you can't quite see that, or you can't quite tell, a lot of the collapse and the change and the transition that has been happening within our lives over these last few months, maybe these last few years, it has been to put us on this path towards the things that we dream of. However, this is it's almost like a solitary journey, but it's more so, it's like it's a unique journey. It's unique to each of us in that what is actually gonna fulfill you, what is actually gonna make you happy is not something that can be dictated by outside people. It's something that you have to decide within yourself. What is it that you really want? What is it? What are the things that you dream of, right? The Nine of Cups is like wish fulfillment. There's like a different dream in each one of these cups, and it's all being fulfilled. It's all being handed to you. But you need to ask yourself, what is it that you really want? What is it that you really dream of? What experience would make you the happiest? What life is most in alignment with who you truly are, with your most authentic self? Not the self that you pretend to be so you can fit in with others, not the self that you learned to be through societal programming or family indoctrination or whatever it is. If you follow those dreams, if you follow a path that has been dictated by others, you might achieve the Nine of Cups, but you won't experience the true emotional fulfillment that you could experience if you decided on your own what kind of life you truly desire having, what kind of life is most in alignment with you. And it can take a lot of courage to shed other people's ideas or expectations and instead go after the life that is most aligned with you. But that is what we're all sort of collectively being encouraged to do at this time. And if we can continue on this journey, it's all within reach because we go from the Nine of Cups to the Ten of Cups, right? This is like you deciding about the life that you want to have and like the dreams that you want to fulfill. And then this is the fulfillment of those dreams and then some, right? It's like even better than you could have imagined. This is our trajectory. This is the path that we are on. And we've been on this journey for a little bit of time. I even want to say since like the beginning of the year or even last year, things have been unfolding in our life to put us on this new path towards our happily ever after, towards the dreams that are truly coming from our like authentic heart. We've been on this path for a while, and it was almost like the beginning of the path was actually the collapsing of the old, the transition, the releasing, right? The letting go of. That was sort of the beginning of the journey. And now the new is taking shape. We're starting to live our new path, live as our new self, right? And we're kind of early on in that part as well. But the thing about it is that we're over here like sort of newly on this journey, trying to get our footing, trying to stabilize, trying to balance. And we are almost immediately being met with the past. It's like we're just trying to get our shit together. We're just trying to like stay upright, stay standing on our own 2 feet after everything we've been through. And yet we can't quite move on from those experiences without first facing and recovering from everything we've been through. So there will be a period this month where you're having to almost confront the hardships of the past, like face to face. You have to confront the burden that the experience has been and allow yourself to heal and to recover from it. And there could be conversations that need to happen in order to bring about this sort of like healing and closure and recovery. It's like you may need to have some conversations about the hardships of the past, about the burdens that you've been carrying, about that sort of like legacy pain or indoctrination that has made things really difficult for you. And this may be like very honest conversations that you need to have with yourself upon like reflecting on your own stuff, or this may be conversations you need to have with other people, but not from a survival place, not from a place of being defensive or activated or like fighting for your life. This needs to happen from a place of clarity, of openness, of compassion for yourself and for others. And if you can sort of meet others and yourself in this spirit of openness and sort of like curiosity, and you can approach communication from a place of what kind of healing can this bring us, then I think things will, it's like you'll get a lot further, you know, than if you were to sort of react in the moment and clash and butt heads and all of those things, right? So there's no blame game to happen this month. There is simply awareness of yourself and a willingness to be honest about your own stuff, and a willingness to meet others with honesty and compassion and authenticity as well. All right. And if that is challenging, go outside and touch grass. All right. Bye.